We've reached the part of the program where we're going to present the Trial Lawyer of the Year Award. This year's award goes to Dan Pifer. It's very richly deserved. Dan, congratulations, and thank you for everything you do for your clients and for the association. What's going to happen next is that Frank Julian's going to come up and say a few words, and then Dan's partner, Jeff Stesiak, is going to come up after him and introduce Dan.
I had the honor of nominating Dan for this award, and Dan and I go way back. And I want you to imagine for a second, because I know a lot of you are from the Indianapolis area, but South Bend is a much smaller town, and there are fewer firms who do what we do in South Bend. And Dan, from the first moment that I met him as a young lawyer, was always incredibly kind. And if we'd have a deposition together, or even if he saw me at trial, he would take the time to talk to me and give me help on how to become a better lawyer. And even though that's kind of helping your competition, so to speak, he would go out of his way all the time to try to make me a better lawyer. And in a lot of ways, Dan's life as a lawyer kind of exemplifies what ITLA is about. Because ITLA is kind of a community of lawyers trying to help, sometimes their competition, but help other people be better lawyers so we could do a better job for our client. And over 25 years, Dan has always done that, and I've appreciated him. But that's not the only reason for this nomination. I can't tell you the number of times I've had a case either with Dan or had a chance to witness where, he basically told the other side, even though they had made a great offer, absolutely not. You're either going to give me the policy limits or we're going to go to trial. And one of the great examples of that was a case involving some pretty bad injuries in a motorcycle case. And, there was a smaller State Farm policy, I think, and they didn't offer it, but came close at mediation, and then closer to trial, they did offer their limit. So I was talking with Dan. I think I was at Jeff's house, and I said, whatever happened in that case? And he said, well, they offered the policy limits. And I'm like, oh, well, that was probably the right thing to do. And he said, no. He said, I didn't take it. He said, they had their chance, and now they're going to trial. And I got an opportunity to watch that trial, and it was a great experience. And not only did they lose on liability, but I think there was a verdict well over $1 million. And this was a case where State Farm only had $100,000, and ultimately they ended up paying it. So that, for a younger lawyer growing up, this was great things to see to help me try to be a better lawyer, and I've always appreciated that. And I could go on and on with these stories, but we have a limited amount of time. So I'm honored that Dan is getting this award, and thank you for listening.
Today I'm honored to talk about my best friend, law partner, Dan Pifer. You folks know Dan for his tireless efforts in the Trial Lawyers Association, Law Pack, his success in the courtroom, but I'm here to let you know a little bit more about Dan. First, Dan went to Taylor University to become a Baptist minister. Instead, he went to Notre Dame Law School, where now his pulpit is the courtroom. Coincidentally, though, Dan has performed over 14 marriages for various friends and family members. Dan is married to Lynn for 19 years. He's raised 4 great kids and has 3 stepchildren. Dan is also an avid golfer, played over 300 different courses around the world. And how do I know that? He has golf balls in his office to prove it. Dan's also an avid Notre Dame football fan, and for those of you watching it on TV, you'll see him watching the game on the sidelines. That's the Dan Pifer I know. The Dan Pifer I also know is one who is selfless in giving to the less needy. Those people who need Dan's help Dan is always there. He's very active in his church. His church sits on land that Dan donated so that they could build a new church. He's active on the board of the church as well as the foundation, serving as a chancellor and the treasurer. Dan's also been involved with Real Services, an organization that in 12 counties in northern Indiana serve those in need. Dan has also been involved in a great organization called the Christmas Commandos. Every Christmas Eve, Dan and his family provide gifts to those who have lost a loved one through a tragic event. That's the Dan Pifer I know. There's no one more giving in his time and effort to those who are in need. It is my honor and privilege to let you know who Dan Pifer is, and there's no one more fighting for justice, their clients both in and out of the courtroom, than my friend Dan Pifer.
Thank you, Fred. Thank you, Frank. Thank you, Jeff. I would like to thank some people for helping me throughout my career and my life, first of all. I'd like to thank my spouse. The spouse of a trial lawyer has a special place in heaven as far as I'm concerned. What they go through and what they put up with when we are in trial is saintly as far as I'm concerned. So to my wife, Lynn, I thank you. To my law partners, Jeff, who already spoke, he's like the brother I never had. Doug Sakaguchi, Rick Morgan, now retired. Thank you all for your support throughout the years. I would like to thank my staff. We have 3 associates in our office, paralegals, administrative assistants, receptionists, a bookkeeper who's an office manager who's been with us for over 30 years. She's like the sister I never had. Thank you to the ITLA staff, the executive committee, the board of directors who were responsible for voting this award to me. I'm proud of the fact that I've won, and I'm particularly ecstatic about the fact that there were no write-in votes that defeated my nomination. So thank you all board members for not writing anyone else in. I've been practicing law for over 42 years. In that time, I've seen many, many changes. When I first started practicing, contributory negligence was an absolute defense. Comparative fault didn't exist. The Medical Malpractice Act was in its infancy. Collegiality among lawyers was the norm. Now it's a dog-eat-dog world. Defense lawyers, most of them, feel like they have to win at all costs. I want to take a minute to say a couple of things, and I'm going to start off with younger lawyers. Don't ever forget where you came from. Never forget about the clients you represent, where they came from. Treat all cases the same. I've tried probably 400 jury trials in my career, maybe more. And one of the cases that stands out to me the most is a little old lady who went to Sam's Club and she tripped over a pallet that shouldn't have been where it was. She had about $600 worth of medical expenses. And the jury, or the insurance carrier, Sam's Club, they didn't want to pay anything on the case. It was a 2-day trial. It was a simple trial. And the jury awarded her $2,500. And the amount that they awarded isn't what was important. What was important is that I took the case to trial because it was the right thing to do. And this lady, my client, could not have been happier. And this trial was probably 25 years ago, and one of the vivid memories that I have still to this day is the look on her face when the jury returned that verdict. prepare for each trial the same, whether it's a $1 million case or whether it's a $2,500 case. By preparing each case the same, by indicating a willingness to go to trial, you will let the insurance companies know what your reputation as a trial lawyer is. Have a reputation where you are ready, willing, and able to go to trial, not a reputation where you just want to settle anything for the sake of settlement. And the most important thing about that last comment that I made is you will let your client know that you are working for them and that you are fighting for them. Clients want someone who will fight for them, who believe in them, and who understand what they are going through. Don't ever settle a case based upon what your attorney fee is going to be. Settle a case for what is fair based upon the facts of the case. As you get older, make sure you always are there to help younger attorneys. Mentor them. Help them work up their files. Help them with depositions. Help younger attorneys understand the entirety of their case. Helping younger attorneys helps our profession and it helps our organization, the Indiana Trial Lawyers. Finally, give back to others. Give to the community. Give to our organization. ITLA, LawPAC, political candidates, the community, charitable organizations. All of this helps shape the image of a trial lawyer. We do good things for people. We need others to understand that we do good things, because the perception of the trial lawyer is they are only in it for themselves. In giving back to the community, we let the community and those that see us know that what we do is more than just about us. It's about the community that we live in. We're not doing this to see how much money we can make. That's what others believe. I encourage all of us to work to change the perception of trial lawyers. Do good things to others, and good things will come to you. Once again, I want to thank you for this award. Thank you for Frank, Jeff, and Fred for being here. And thank you to ITLA for all the hard work that you do, not only for us, but for the people that we represent. Thank you.
And now it's my great honor to present the Trial Lawyer of the Year Award from the Indiana Trial Lawyers Association to Daniel H. Pifer for distinguished service to the citizens of Indiana and the United States as a leading member of the Indiana Trial Bar and dedication to the preservation of the rights of the injured under the laws of the state of Indiana and the United States of America, dated this November 17, 2020. Congratulations, Dan.
Thank you, Fred. And thank you to ITLA and the board for this prestigious award.